You know what we never say out loud? That strength and sensitivity are often the same thing. But somewhere along the way, we split them apart. We make emotional depth look like weakness. We made composure the gold standard of leadership. And in the process, we lost something vital, our capacity to fully feel. Welcome to Daily Power Boost, Ignite Your Potential, the podcast where your transformation begins. I'm Sean Michael, and each day I'll bring you quick, impactful insights and action steps to fuel your personal and professional growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or someone ready to break limits and ignite greatness, this is your daily power boost to crush obstacles, stay focused, and awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Because remember, greatness begins within. Let's go. Today's episode isn't about falling apart. It's about the opposite. It's how those who feel deeply and don't flinch are the ones who lead with the most power. Let's get started. You've probably been taught to keep it together, to regulate, to stay neutral, to not let them see you sweat. And yes, emotional intelligence matters, but emotional suppression? That's not mastery. That's protection. Because if you can't feel it, you can't lead it. Real leadership isn't about staying above the emotion. It's about standing in the middle of it and holding your center. And here's the hard truth. Most of what we call professionalism is just fear of emotional truth. When your team's hurting, when your vision is shaky, when you're exhausted or uncertain, what do? Do you bury it, perform strength, or do you lean in, feel fully, and lead from there? Because the strongest people feel everything fully, and they don't apologize for it. Let me give you an example. There was a time I almost didn't publish a podcast episode. I was going through some deep emotional challenges, and I actually cried during the recording. Not just a little crack in the voice. I mean tears, vulnerability, raw and real. Afterward, I sat with it and thought, is this too much? Will people think I'm unstable? Should I re-record it and keep it cleaner? But my wife listened, and she said something I'll never forget. Maybe what they need isn't polish. Maybe what they need is permission to feel. So I published it because that moment of honesty was the most powerful thing I could offer, not because it was flawless, but because it was true. And that's what leadership demands, not emotional denial, but emotional congruence. Your strength isn't in how well you hide. It's in how deeply you're willing to feel and still show up. So if you're the type who feels a lot, but hides it to seem composed, you're not too sensitive. You're too conditioned. So let's shift it. Step 1, normalize the wave. Emotions are energy. They rise, they crest, they pass. But when you numb them, you block wisdom. This week, name what you feel without softening it. No caveats, no disclaimers. Step 2, reclaim the signal. Instead of asking, how do I get rid of this feeling? The better question is, what is this emotion pointing me toward? Anger may reveal misalignment. Grief might signal transformation. Fear could be guarding your next level. Step 3, lead from wholeness. Say this aloud. My emotions are not obstacles. They're evidence of my depth. Let that be your new standard of power. Because leadership without depth is brittle. And when you're not afraid of your own emotions, you stop being afraid of everyone else's. That's the kind of strength people follow. And that's today's Daily Power Boost. If today's episode cracked something open for you, if you've been performing composure instead of owning your truth, It's time to explore what's underneath. Book your no-cost inner potential discovery call. Follow the link in the show notes. I'll help you decode the emotional data your leadership has been missing. And if you're ready to lead from depth every day, join us in the Real Mastery Hub at realmasteryhub.com. I'm going to take a few days to work on the new season, so there won't be a new episode published until Monday, July 14th, which will be You're Not Confused, You're Grieving the Old You. Sometimes the fog isn't confusion, it's a sacred pause between identities. We'll unpack how grief disguises itself as hesitation and how to move through it into clarity. Until then, lead deep, trust what you feel, and rise from truth. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.